Is it possible that Cardano reaches $30 or higher this cycle? It is possible, and I'm going to show you mathematically why it's possible. Let's get into it. You know who it is, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy, Jay Biondo here. Today, we're going to talk about Cardano and why it has so much gas left in the tank this cycle, even though it's already 100x'd. I'm kind of blown away by this, but I looked at the charts, I saw some stuff that I didn't quite see before, and I want to talk to you guys about it, so you gotta stick with me on this. There is some juicy stuff that no one's really talking about on the charts. I don't know why no one's talking about it, but I'm gonna talk about it. So before we get there and look at the charts though, I do want to talk about Cardano as a project, where it is. So right now Cardano is kind of in like a lull, really, which is fine because all projects go through this lull period. But that's where it is. You know, it went up to above $3 USD and has now come down to below $2. So a lot happening. We had the release of smart contracts in September, and I'm going to tell you why that's so significant to the price moving forward, particularly, and why the price is going to go up massively in a big way. Before we do that, and before we jump to the charts, I want to kind of explain why that's going to happen, right? So we had the integration of smart contract, and now we're finally really starting to see the Cardano ecosystem come together. Now, that's not to say that things weren't being worked on for months to years at this point, because they were. But the fact of the matter is, it's not going to fully be reflected into the price until the integration with smart contracts is fully up and working. With that said, I've got a couple more points to make, but I do want to take you to the charts, and then I actually want to take you over to some other data and show you a little bit more of what I see and why this is so critical to Cardano's future. So let's jump to the charts. You don't want to miss this. Let's go. All right, so here we are, just taking a look at the ADA BTC pair. We can see we were up here at 6,000 sats. Now we're down to half. Kind of crazy to think that it's come down so much on a BTC pair level, but that's what's happened. Sort of transformation of Bitcoin shooting back up, and now Cardano take back seat after the smart contract pair. We've been on this dive since the release of smart contracts. We've sort of rolled over in this Wyckoff distribution pattern, and here we are, you know, sort of finding the next level of support all the way down at the bottom. And this is an interesting point because, you know, about a week or so ago, I had thought that Cardano would slip a little further. I thought maybe it would actually slip down to around 2,300 sats. I wasn't certain about that, but that's what I was originally thinking. And now I'm starting to question that that's actually going to happen because it's been holding firm here at support ever since the end of October. So what does this mean for Cardano? Well, we've been in a steady uptrend the whole bull cycle, and now we've leveled off. So the question becomes, okay, well, when are we going to start to move up again, right? Because I don't think we're moving down. If we do move down, I don't think it's going to be significant. Everybody seems to be really holding onto their bag at this point, and as it dips, it just continues to get bought up. So where's it going to go, right? The only way for it to go is up. And the question is, when does that happen? So here's what I think. We're going to just compare this over to our good friend Binance Smart Chain. Okay, so if we head over to the BNB BTC pair, I don't even want to look at this. I want to go right to the US dollars. So I want to show you guys some interesting things here. Let me just zoom out. Let's go over to September. Oh, we're on the 4 hour. Let me jump to the weekly. So we want to go to September of 2020. Okay, here we are. September 2020. Binance Smart Chain gets released right here. It was sitting at 34 US dollars. Now we're up in the 590s. We got as high as $700. Okay. Now, the reason why this is so significant is because the September release aligns exactly the same month that Cardano released its smart contract platform. No one's really talked about this. I haven't seen it talked about in any circles that I'm listening to. And the thing is, right, it took all the way up until February to really get kicked off. Okay, so think about that, right? So that's 5 months And here we are in November wondering why hasn't Cardano kicked off yet? What's going on? Why haven't we really ripped yet? Well, it's because it takes a while for that ecosystem to be built out. And I don't necessarily think we're going to see it in November. We might see some slow uptick, which is what Binance, you know, BNB got. I just don't think, I don't think we're going to fully rip. Probably not until even Q1, based on what I'm seeing, and based on the fact that we still need Bitcoin to see its own leg up before this happens. So I do find this fascinating, though, that once we got to about month 5, this skyrockets. Okay, now imagine a world where, you know, we have a MetaMask equivalent or a MetaMask integration. You can buy and exchange other currencies, other tokens, and you can invest in all these different projects. You know, that is going to be so powerful. So I want to just briefly touch upon this before we move forward, which is, you know, Cardano right now, $1.92 on the charts. We've seen a steady uptrend. It still can go higher. And mathematically, if we saw the same lift that, you know, from September of 2020 all the way up, you know, this is an insane move. This is 3,200%. That would put Cardano somewhere in the range of $60. I don't think it's going to go that high. I could see why it would go to at least $30 if this continues to play out and if the bull cycle continues harder. Now, I know the market cap is far higher, but it is interesting. It is interesting to see that this kind of move is possible and has actually happened in our own past. With that said, but let's take a look at the Cardano ecosystem. So there's this massive ecosystem being built out. We have wallets, we have DEXs, we have DeFis. Everything is sort of starting to come together. We don't quite yet have the Plutus backend integrated. When it does, we're going to start to see this come alive, and it's going to be a massive flood of value being generated. Okay, and to kind of show you how that's going to play out, when we look at what's going on, when we look at the new currencies on CoinMarketCap that are getting listed, it's Binance Smart Chain, Binance Coin, Binance Coin, Binance Coin, over and over and over again. It kind of blows me away that there's not more being built up on Ethereum or Solana now, but it's really all Binance Smart Chain, right? It's all Binance Coin. Really interesting to see, even if it is meme projects and things like that. If this starts to happen with Cardano, where it's all you start seeing is Cardano on the listing page here, we're going to see the same kind of boom, the same kind of explosion that Binance experienced. So that's one thing to consider. And when we jump over and we look at Solana, okay, Solana has massively exploded. We've got 500 different projects in the ecosystem of Solana. I expect this to happen with Cardano. This happened for Solana in a relatively short amount of time, and comparatively to Binance Smart Chain, it's you know, kind of peanuts, but I think Solana's, you know, just starting to kick off too. And so the question sort of becomes, will this Cardano ecosystem be able to kick off in a bigger way possible than Binance Smart Chain, than Solana, than the Avalanches of the world, you know, than the Cadinas and other chains that are really starting to come alive? I think it's going to happen. I think that based on what I see, there's going to be a massive explosion in price. Totally massive when it happens. That's what I suspect is going to happen with Cardano. That's where I see this going. I think just looking briefly at the charts, you can quickly see how that's going to play out and how we could see a $30 Cardano in a big way. That's all I got for you guys today. Don't forget to check out my other videos on coins other than Cardano, other small caps too, and check out the rest of my videos. I will see you guys in the next one.